5-10 minutes. Yeah. Hello, everybody. I'm here with Stefanie Johnson, who is the Empress of the Lanes, of the King of the Lanes. I think it should have been called Queen of the Lanes, but we'll try that again later. Down the where is your crown, ma'am? Because Chris Barnes brought his crown on this afternoon when I had him on, and it was pretty funny because I was like, "Your Highness."
Oh, that's funny. No, mine's at the hotel. We're here at the bowling center. I'm in a meeting room right now.
Oh,
We're doing a product demo showcase, so I
that's
did not
cool.
bring it with me.
So, how's it like bowling on in front of those weirdos up there in Portland, Oregon, Portland, Maine? Yeah.
They are absolutely electric and some of the best fans I've ever seen and heard. They have chants that they practice. They have all sorts of energy, and I just feed into that. So I absolutely loved every second of it.
Yeah, I was talking to Chris Barnes today. He said these people are professionals. I
Right?
was like, really? It's like, yeah, they work on it for like the last 4 or 5. Yeah, they practice. They drink more beer than I ever seen in my lifetime. Yeah. I was like, really? He's
Yeah,
like, yeah. He's like,
it's pretty incredible.
yeah.
It's
He's
like an
like, I
all day
can't even.
thing.
Yeah. He's like, I can't even. I had 2 beers with the guy the other night, and I couldn't. I had to take 2 days off from it because I can't. I can't go toe to toe. I'm 50 years old now. Yeah.
That's funny. Hey, to
Yeah.
each their own.
Yeah, I think. And what was like that environment? Because it seems like every year they had their chance and all that stuff. How did you zone people out from that? Because I know when I'm a bowler, because I bowl a lot, I like not a lot of people talking in front of me. I'm like,
Right.
calm down. I want to hear focus and throw it down the lane. Then you could scream and do whatever after that, but they do it
Right.
right while you're up at the line. So what did you do? What did you do to keep yourself focused on the pins?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, I knew they were going to be hooting and hollering, moving around, kind of just doing their thing over there. So, in my mind, I just tried to embrace it. Like, I heard it, but at the same time, it was like white noise to me. So, um, I'm usually pretty focused, even when I'm bowling, just a normal type of event without that noise. So, it was just something I really focused on, just me and my target, and throwing the best shot that I could.
That's cool. And you almost got a chance to have a perfect game. When did you figure it out that you almost had a chance to get a perfect game? Because I was watching it on FS1, and I told my girlfriend like she needs 3 more for a perfect
Right.
game on TV, and that would have been cool.
Yeah, no, I mean, that would have just been a bonus. I mean, obviously, like the goal is just to win your match. And, having the opportunity to possibly up there in the 10th to, secure a 300 and a brick on the wall would have been cool. But I did what I wanted to do, which was win. So I love that moment.
Yeah, that
That was
must have been an
brand new.
exciting moment for you. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's not often you have uh, it in your hands without having to throw like the 10th frame. And once I got that shot off my hand, I just knew. I was like, okay, now I can breathe a little better here.
and Liz Johnson is a very good bowler. She does a good. She's always been around longer than everybody. I know the ladies professional tour, but she's been bowling a long time with the guys, so
Yeah,
she knew about that environment.
absolutely. I mean, she's not called the GOAT for no reason. She's amazing, and she's somebody I've looked up to for many years. And we had been on Team USA together for quite some time there, and we've won world championships together. Like, she's a dear friend of mine. And when you're on the lanes, you just kind of have to separate that, and we all want to win. So
Mm-hmm.
with all due respect, of course, you do what you can and hope that you beat your opponent regardless of who they are. And I tried to kind of zone that out. Like, I feel like whenever I compete, I'm competing against the lanes. That way I take
Yeah.
that part of the equation out, and I just really focus on my process and making good shots and just kind of bowling the best game that I can and focusing on what's in front of me and what I can control.
Yeah. Well, I would like to show you a picture. I found this from Missy when she became the queen for that one night. And this photograph is so cool. I think it should be like a meme, one of those memes like, yeah, I'm number one. I want to go here. It's like,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
where she was like this.
yeah. It's like, that is the greatest photograph I ever seen.
No, it's
It's
great.
like I'm sitting here going, That could be like a mean like I'm going to Florida, or
Like,
I'm going to the
woo!
Queens, or something, But I thought it was the coolest photograph I've ever seen because I know I've been growing up watching a lot of bowling. I've
Right,
never seen that,
right. Pretty
So
authentic in that moment.
exactly. So you're down in? Are you at the bowling expo right now?
I am. I'm in Louisville, Kentucky, and we're doing our product demo right now. And tomorrow and Thursday, we will actually be at the exhibition center, kind of seeing, being pros and kind of
Mm,
everything bowling related is going to be there. So it's kind of nice to somewhat be back to normal and see some faces and, just everything kind of face to face.
yeah. How tough was it for you last year with COVID-19 because the tour got canceled? What did you do during that whole? Did you get a chance? You bowled in the playoff, like the league. Did you bowl in the league?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
we were able to draft two teams, and I was drafted to the Phoenix Fury. So I did that in September.
okay.
Leading up to that, though, I was really blessed that my center still allowed me to practice. So I could go in there whenever I wanted to, even though we were technically like shut down. So
Yeah.
I never really stopped bowling and practicing. It's just I wasn't really sure what I was bowling and practicing for. So it was an interesting year. I mean, I had just switched companies the December before. So
Hmm.
2020 would have been my first year throwing Rotogrip and Storm equipment. But I use it as a learning curve for me. I mean, the silver lining for me was just being able to get those balls in my hand and really kind of grasp where they fit in my arsenal and things like that. So I
Hmm.
tried to take everything in stride and just do the best that I could.
Wow. How many bowling balls do you have? Because I know Danny Wiseman, a friend of mine who used to be on the professional bowler store. He lives around here, where I live in Baltimore,
Right.
and he said he has so many bowling balls downstairs. Do you have a whole sort of bowling balls that you send yourself?
Oh,
Does
yeah.
anybody want one? you know?
Yeah, I mean, I do have a lot of bowling balls. I mean, at any given time on tour, we probably carry 18 with us.
Hmm.
I obviously have some at home that I don't bring, and you drill some extras. And so the easiest way I can tell people of why I even have that many is, the difference between having a putter and a driver and a 6-iron. They all do different things. They all kind of have their place. So I have lots of them.
Yeah. It's like a baseball player. They have like so many bats.
Yep.
It's like during the whole season, I guess they go to Louisville Slugger and get like so many bats, and they're like, oh, I got a whole tons of them downstairs. Like, what
Right.
the
Different
heck is going on
grips
here?
and exactly. Absolutely the same.
Yeah. So you guys are off this week, but you're at the expo, and then in 2 weeks you're down in Texas for that doubles tournament, right? That for breast
Um,
cancer.
that's probably in about a month. That's at the end of July.
Okay. Okay. Well, I can't. Everything
Yep.
runs when you're busy. Everything runs together.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that'll be at the end of July, and then we have a tournament after that.
That's cool. Well, let me let you go because I know you're at the bowling expo and have fun with that. I'm glad everything's getting back to somewhat normalcy, and maybe next year everything will be back to full capacity and everything will be.
Yeah.
Yeah. But thanks for coming on today, and good luck with the expo. We'll keep in touch.
All right. You guys take care. Bye.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our show here. We got Nick Stewart, who plays his college baseball in Harrisonburg, Virginia, but he's playing for the Frederick Keys this summer in his new Major League Baseball draft league. So, Nick, thanks for joining us. You picked Sunday, this past Sunday. How did you do against Trenton?
It was all right. Definitely not one of my best appearances that I've had this summer, but that's the game of baseball, really. And honestly, you just kind of learn off that, know what I did, and really just kind of build off that. Take that into my next outing. And also, thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. Because my parents and I have a house down in McCackeyville, Virginia, so it's basically almost like a home away from home for us. So it's pretty. How's it cool to play college baseball at JMU?
It's awesome. I guess I committed there my senior year of high school, and then ever since I stepped foot onto campus, it was just kind of a great time. I love the coaches over there, love my time that I spent there. It's just been a really good time.
That's cool. Well, talk about this new league. This is the Major League Baseball Draft League, and you guys are basically amateurs. You don't get paid. Well, you get a place to stay and probably like a meal ticket or something, or host family, right?
Yeah, so spending the summer pretty much in a hotel. And a lot of our food we get pre and post game meals. But it's a good time. Obviously with it being the inaugural league, it's pretty cool to be a part of it and really just kind of go out there and play with some of the best guys in college baseball or even high school, honestly.
Yeah, there's a lot of young kids on this roster besides you. There's some high schoolers, and it must be. And then you guys are basically helping get your stock up for people to draft you in a month or so. So, have you got anybody call you? Any teams have talked to you, or do you know anything about what's going on?
Yeah, I've talked to some scouts, obviously throughout my years of being at JMU. And which kind of led me here. And, you're getting to the point now to where it's getting pretty close to the draft. So it's every scout's kind of playing that mind game of, are we going to take you? Are we not going to take you? So it's really, you don't really get too much information right now, just because everyone's trying to play that little mind game on you. But it's been a good time.
Yeah, talk about Derek May, your manager, your former major leaguer. That's pretty cool having a guy who played a lot of years at different places, being your first manager of a professional league.
Yeah, it's awesome. Coach May, D May, is awesome to have around. You can really just kind of bounce ideas off him, talk to him about certain times that he had going through, and not only him, but having a Dish, our pitching coach, and Aaron, our hitting coach, really just kind of can throw ideas at those guys. Obviously, it's at elite level to where you don't really need all too much coaching, but at the same time, you do need a lot of coaching. You need coaching for what's about to come. If you're getting picked up by a team, obviously they've been through that process, so they're going to tell you what's good with that and kind of how to monitor yourself through there.
But basically, almost like a father figure to you, like helping you out, make sure you guys make the right choices, and hopefully it'll be something for your future. Because if you don't do something the right way, this is going to affect you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's true. Well, talk about being in this league. You guys been all over the place. These are former teams that played in the New York Penn League or the Keys used to play in I forgot the South Atlantic League and all that stuff. So it's pretty cool that you guys are playing teams that they're still in these cities are still having baseball.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a blast. Obviously, the Keys fans were a little upset when they lost that affiliate with the Orioles, but to be able to come in and replace them, we're seeing great crowds on the weekends every time we're home, and it's really just kind of cool to travel, I guess, kind of all on the East Coast, down at West Virginia, Jersey, Pennsylvania, Ohio, really just kind of wherever you are. It's kind of been a good experience, bouncing from hotel to hotel to just kind of let you know what you're in for minor league baseball. It's really kind of the same setup and everything.
Yeah. Well, you're a starting pitcher. Who do you watch a lot, in the major leagues to, craft your game?
Yeah, I usually try to monitor. Obviously, everyone's going to say DeGrom. DeGrom's, one of the best to ever do it. Especially with what he's doing right now, it's absolutely crazy. But really, just kind of Max Scherzer's also another one I like to watch as far as like mental approach goes. The way he is on the mound and his competitiveness when he's on the mound. I kind of take pride in my mental game, and when I can get fully locked in, that's when I'm at my best. And so just kind of watching him, see what he does, see how he kind of resets after maybe a bad pitch or a bad batter, and just kind of really evaluating how he goes through his mental game.
Yeah. Do you watch any of the kids in college, like the College World Series, like that kid Jake Leiter, who is Al Leiter's son? Do you watch him too? His approach.
Yeah, absolutely. I kind of watched him all throughout the year, and obviously I went up to the Cape a couple of years ago, so I was kind of blessed with playing with a bunch of those guys at the bigger schools.
Oh, that's cool.
So to kind of know them personally, and as well as like whether they have teammates or wherever it is, it's really cool to kind of watch those guys at my age, or really even Jack's younger. So to just see how far ahead he is, everyone else, far ahead of everyone else he is right now. As far as every time he steps on the mound, he's dominant. It's kind of really cool to watch.
Yeah. Well, good luck tonight. You guys are playing against the Black Bears out there in Morgantown, a big area for West Virginia sports. So I guess they're excited about baseball still in that area, and hopefully you guys get the games in, and hopefully these storms stay away and stay hydrated because it is hot out here.
Absolutely, yeah, it's very toasty out, and I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
All right, man. Talk to you soon.
All right, sounds good.
All right, see you. Bye.
See ya.
All right, we're good.
All right, perfect.
Hi, man. Hello, everybody, and we have welcome to the show here. We have Gary Kendall, our from Norfolk Tide, the field manager, the manager down there. He used to be in Bowie, used to be in Aberdeen, used to be all over the place in the Baltimore Orioles system. So, Gary, thanks for joining us. Talk about the season so far. You guys are playing this new 6-game format. Are you enjoying it?
I kind of am. There's some pluses, some minuses. I mean, the pluses, once you get to a place or once you get home or once you get to a city away from Norfolk, you can kind of unpack your bags and stay a while, almost a week. And probably the drawbacks to it are probably more so with the player because if you have a weakness and the way the season's formatted so far, like case in point, we played Durham 12 out of 18 games. Mm-hmm. So if they spot a weakness or a flaw in your swing, they certainly expose you. And so the word gets around the league a little quicker. And when you see a team 6 straight days, it can lead to a tough week for you if they can make some adjustments to you and you can't make those adjustments quick enough. Yeah. But I kind of like it. I mean, from a manager standpoint, like I said, you're able to get someplace and, put your bags in and sit there and play some baseball. I treat it almost like a home series. You don't get the access to the field like you do when you're home.
Right.
The league's kind of spread out, which I'm not crazy about. The league runs as far south as Jacksonville, and we go as far west as Memphis and Nashville. Now, because of COVID and the way the schedule was changed, we won't go to Nashville this year.
Okay.
But we certainly go to Charlotte, Jacksonville, and Durham quite a bit, and They come to our place. I think we play them over 90 times, those 3 teams. So it gets a little redundant. But I think next year, when things kind of open up and there's COVID hopefully is gone,
right?
The old international league can come back where you're playing some different teams, a variety of teams. So there's pluses and minuses.
Yeah, and it's also hard for you guys because if you have a 6-game series, you have a starting pitcher go game 1, you'll see him in game 6. So
yeah,
it's like you're like, okay, what did he do to me in game 1 that we could find out? We could tee off him on game 6.
Definitely. So you get a chance to see that one starter twice.
Yeah.
You see some bullpen guys a variety of times. But outside of the travel, I mean, the travel is pretty extensive. And because of COVID, we bust most of our trips. I think we're going to fly down Memphis, which is coming up in July around the All-Star break. And I think we're going to fly possibly to Jacksonville towards the end of the year if we could get league approval.
Wow. Yeah. So, yeah, it's getting better. This whole COVID thing's slowly, everybody's opening up. And, I feel like I actually went to an Oriole game a couple of weeks ago, and I haven't been there in 2 years. So I'm like, wow. And this is very interesting to be out and about.
Yeah. Well, it's starting to feel a little normal.
Yeah.
I mean, you look up in the stands, and most of the people have been vaccinated, so you don't see as many masks. And because we've reached our 85%, our mandate that in the dugout we don't have to wear masks. I know at the alt site in spring training and the alt site last summer, which was in Bowie, both places, and it got a little hot, and with that mask on, it can lead to some, you just really get overheated. So right now I'm sitting in Norfolk. I'm in the dugout. It's about 70 degrees, and there's a breeze, and no mask, and kind of feel human. So it's awesome.
Yeah. Well, talk about this doubleheader tonight, because you guys got washed out. So it's the classic 7 innings in one game and 7 innings in the other game, right?
Yeah. We started 5:05, and We'll play a 7-inning game, and then we'll probably have a break in between of about a half hour. Yeah. And we'll start game 2, roughly, so hopefully around the what would be the start of game 2 originally, or game 1 originally, so, but things are going better. The team's playing better. From the start of the year, we got off to a horrendous start. Well, I didn't think we really did anything well. We didn't pitch consistently. We didn't hit. We didn't play defense. And then we had some really, really untimely injuries. We lost Jahmai Jones for a while, a big stretch, and we lost Yusel Diaz for a while. And then, of course, you're talking about losing some call-ups to Baltimore.
Right.
So you really never hit our stride. And then a couple weeks ago, we started playing really good baseball and against some of the teams that were manhandling us at the beginning of the season. So since that time, we've been playing a little over 500 baseball. So there's a lot of encouraged signs. I like the way our pitching is and the way our bullpen has been. A lot of players because of COVID. We're allowed 33.
Yes, she does. My girl out of sight, yeah. Say she loves me, yes, she does, honey. Gonna show me tonight, yeah. Hey, she got the way to move me, Jerry. Jerry, baby. All right. She got the way to move me. Stop. Tell your mama, girl, I can't stay long. We got things we got to get you from. You know what I'm saying, baby. Can't stand still while the music is playing. Dig. Yeah. Take it now, real easy, baby. Come on now. All kind of drums. Like to introduce Mr. King Harrison. Do it, baby. Tell us so what we've gone to. Girl, we do whatever we want to. Oh, you know what I'm saying. Can't stand still while the music is playing. Dear God.
Hello, everybody. I'm here with Adam Lemerise, who is a big PBA bowling fan, just like myself, because I grew up watching the Professional Bowlers Tour since I was 3 years old, and I thought I was the only one in this country that watched bowling because, I thought I was the only one that sat in front of the television. But I found Adam on Facebook, who is a big super fan of the PBA, and he just got back a week ago from Portland, Maine, when they had the King of the Lanes, the Empress of the Lanes, and the guys did it, and the King of the Lanes. So, Adam, thank you so much for taking some time here on a Tuesday with us. Talk about the experience. How did you decide to go to Portland, Maine? Because it seems like a cool place to go when they get away from the heat.
Well, I've been going to Portland, Maine since 2018 because of the PBA League, and I'm actually from New England. I lived in New Hampshire for 13 years before moving to North Carolina in 1997. And when I went to Portland, Maine in 2017, it was the first time in over 20 years that I'd set foot in any part of New England. So it was really cool to go back and experience all the craziness after. And actually, how I decided on Portland, Maine is because I was watching the PBA League the year before, and I saw it, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I gotta go there!" So
Cool.
I went up there to Portland, Maine, and it was to let the fans know it's one of the coolest places on the PBA tour. And if you are a fan, you need to get there and experience it because those fans in Portland, Maine go absolutely crazy when the PBA tour is there, and all of the bowlers love it. I believe that Pete Weber has said it's one of the greatest places he's ever been. Jason Belmonte loves it. I couldn't believe when Tom Clark decided to bring the PBA tour up to Portland, Maine. It's called. I can remember when the PBA tour went to Windsor Locks, Connecticut a lot before the Tournament of Champions. So what Charlie Mitchell and his staff have done at Bayside Bowl is really, really incredible. And I believe Tom Clark said that the PBA League would be back at Bayside Bowl next year. So if it happens, I will be there.
That's cool. Yeah, so it's pretty cool that they've been doing this and I talked to Chris Barnes a week ago on my program, and he said about people in Portland, Maine they drink more beer than he does.
Very
and
true.
He's 50 years old, and he goes, this guy's been partying since 10 o'clock. It's like, oh my god. It's like, wow. So, but he enjoys it. He thinks it's great, and and me being an old school bowler, I'm not, I'm not used to the loud noise. Because of when we were a kid growing up watching the PBA, we didn't have these crowds. It was pretty quiet, and then they got up on the lanes, and then you had them screaming when the ball went down the lanes. This is just constantly going in the entire situation. Even the ladies I had on last week, some of them, like Stefanie Johnson, she goes, "Yeah, you had to zoom it out because sometimes it gets on you."
Very true. It's called. It was really cool to see the ladies compete in the King of the Lanes Empress Edition. I believe it was the first time ever that the PBA Tour and FS1 had a standalone event, and I got a chance to meet a lot of the stars from the PWBA Tour: Verity Crawley, Stefanie Johnson, Kelly Keelich, Daria Payak, among others. And I've always wanted to see him compete in person. And now I got it. And now I can say I have, and it was a really cool experience. I hopefully one day I can go see a regular PWBA Tour event. I know they come. I believe that when they left Portland, Maine, their next stop was in Louisville, Kentucky. Right. So
that is wrong, wanting you to stay here with me. I know you got somewhere to go, but don't you make yourself at home and stay with me. Don't you ever leave. Lay down side, rest here in my arms. Don't you think you want someone to talk? Lay down side, there's no need to leave so soon. I've been trying all night.